Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay, your two favorite professional plasterers here today to show you a method of correcting this barrel sealing. There's about 20 different ways to correct it. We're going to show you one using mesh. And fiberglass mesh tape is this stuff right here, fiberglass mesh tape. It's used for sheetrock, for the joints such as this. We're going to put 500 pieces of this up there. I'm kidding. We got 3-foot rolls of this stuff that we're going to embed up there. Now, first of all, we have to put plaster up here first, and then we embed this, and we use the same plaster, or we'll take some more and smooth it out to embed this. What happens if you just take this fiberglass mesh tape and just put it on here like I see people do? Well, a couple things. This has got its own little stickum, but it's not made for that. It's made for sheetrock. It's not made to put on a ceiling or a wall and then cover. It's made to be embedded if you're going to do it our way, because if we put this on, it'll seal half the wall, then we'll plaster it and the whole thing will fall. Anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of things before we get started, guys. This is for you younger apprentice plasterers who say, Kirk, I watch all your videos and I've only been plastering 6 months to a year, and I'm already as good as a lot of the journeyman plasterers. Thank you. I'm going to tell you something real important when you're doing interiors. You've got to know how to improvise, guys. Interior plastering is improvising, especially when you come, we're going to incorporate this chimney with this barrel ceiling. Now, when we got here, we had a few issues because nothing lined up, meaning that corner didn't match this corner. They had their grout here. That was a 1/4 inch. This is a whole inch. And everything was off. Anyway, I'm going to make this real quick to not bore you guys. I know some of you are saying too late, but here's something to think about. You put your corners on and you look at what you got. This corner passes this because I have to skim it a little. We're going to skim this also with the same Structolite. We're using Structolite plaster today. So I got here and I thought, darn, nothing lines up. We improvised. This right here would have been buried. And how do you know? Get a straight edge, get a piece of wood. I'm using this because it's light. It's just an exterior weep screen. Okay, you put this on here. Now notice when I go on top of here, that matches from that corner to this corner to this corner, and now this. We shim this out about an inch. It was necessary. Now these don't line, but these are already existing, so we'll improvise that. I'll build it up a little thicker, use a handy dandy tool, make it a little bit. Is it going to be perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect. But we're going to do the best we can with what we have to work with. Now come in here. If I put this straight edge right here to here. Now notice I had to bring this out to this, and I had to put these new corners here. And this one, I really had to doctor this up, and it's out an inch to line up with these. Make a long story short, guys, you got to know how to improvise and line everything up as best you can. And by the way, if you're going to straighten something out horizontally, it may not work vertically. So that's just the give and takes of plastering. Like right here, everything lines up. Where I put these interior corners for sheetrock and my exterior corners for stucco, we just lined it all up the best we can, and it'll float right out. Anyway, I'm going to get started. I wanted to point that out because a lot of people call and say, hey, Kirk, my chimney is so off. Can you fix it? Well, we got 1/2 inch there, and we got 1 1/4 inch here. Yeah, we can fix it, guys. Anyhow, this is what we're going to do now. We're going to take some of this mud. Let me have that, Lou. Lou, hey, brother, mix me up some more mud. That's good. I'll put this on here because as I get started right now, I can go through that mud, what we have already, quick. We'll scrape that out in a minute. All right, guys, I'll show you something. Now, we're using here, it's called Structolite plaster. What was this originally? Now, 60 years ago, this is Structolite. How do I know? Because I can see the sand in it. It's white and it's got sand. It's actually perlite. What is perlite? Volcanic glass, really, and it's sandy. Then what is this? That's a white coat. It's we call it white coat way back then. Today we call it a veneer. If you use Structolite, you have to have a veneer-based finish coat. So I already know what these are. What we're going to do, I'm going to start in the middle of the wall just to prove a point here, guys. You got to know what you're starting with. know how to match it and know a lot of these different properties, which if you got some time in, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, now I'm going to skim coat this guy. Now, this is not that big of a deal to skim coat it. This particular plaster is designed to give you some time. Now, I want at least a couple hours, so I just switched to this guy right here. You use Struct-A-Light, you have the time you need, because again, it sets in 4 or 5 hours. If you put it on, say, cinder block, brick, cement, it'll set almost immediately because that is sucking the moisture right out of it. So you got to know what material sucks the moisture out and what doesn't. And by the way, too, how's this Struct-A-Light going to adhere? Well, it's going to adhere 2 different ways. For the mechanical bond, it's going to bond with the suction, but it's also going to bond with that pink stuff. That is Plaster Weld by Larson's. Do you have to use Plaster Weld by Larson's? Not really, but I kind of like using it because you can see that with the color. Plus, it does have a little bit of a lot more adhering properties than the average bonding agent out there. And guys, if you're going to do a ceiling, wear glasses, because I'm just showing you right now, but I'm going to put my glasses on in a minute. Whether or not they're sunglasses, reading glasses, put some glasses on, because this stuff will go in your eyeballs, especially when you stretch like this. Now what I'm doing is stretching. And I'm actually going about a solid 1/8 of an inch. This can go up to a couple inches. I mean, you can put coat after coat after coat. They come in 50-pound bags, and it's made by, what is this made by? What's that company? Anyway, I forget the name of the company that makes it. They make the majority of products that we use for interior plastering. You name it, veneers, they make it all. It'll come to me in a minute. But what I want to do, guys, is put this on thick enough so where we come to embed that fiberglass mesh that we can. Otherwise, I have to use another coat, and sometimes you have to use another coat anyway because this one will set too fast. So as we get there, we'll show you. And while I'm at it, you might as well see what I'm walking on. This staging here, you got to cover the floor first, guys, and that's a cardboard on the floor so that the legs of the staging won't cut through it. Then you got to cover the walls. Then you got to put your staging up. Now, everybody's different. Jay's a couple inches shorter than I, so we've got this staging set to accommodate both of us. Now, I'm looking down and thinking, hey, I don't want to step between that. And have I before? You betcha. Do I want to do that today? No. So anyway, Lou, I'll take another bucket because we're going through this quick. What? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. Mix it in a new one. I'll get it out in a minute, Lou. I'm doing this video, and they don't want to see me take 10 minutes to clean out a bucket. All right, guys. I saved you that. Now, the idea is coat the whole thing, and then embed the fiberglass mesh. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this too, guys. What if I use 90-minute compound mud, which I can? I could embed that and then finish today, but I'm in no hurry, so I want to relax today because we got a lot of things we're doing throughout the place. So I'm not going to use 90-minute or 120-minute sheetrock compound. I'm not going to use any different. I could use like 20 different products, guys, but this I'm going with what they had to stay original And that's what they want. That's what I actually recommended. So when we get to the stage where Jason and I are through mudding this, we'll show you how we put up the fiberglass mesh. And again, we just put it on, use our fingers, and then we smooth it out. If this doesn't set too fast, USG, earlier I was talking about who makes all this. USG makes all this stuff. All right, if this doesn't set too fast, we can put our mesh netting directly in it, use our fingers to hold it and then skim it. And what I want to do is I want to skim it and stick it with the same mud. But we don't always have that luxury because this is porous, because it's really hot today too. We might have to put another coat. If we do, we do. No big deal. We can handle it when we get to that stage. We'll show you. Okay guys, Jay and I are going to show you how we actually embed this fiberglass mesh netting. We've applied 2 areas right here. This is a 2-man job minimum. If you got a third guy, you know, that's good too. This stuff I'm going to let it hang because I don't want to pull out our own work. As you trowel this on, you can pull out your own work. It doesn't take much to drop this stuff. All right, Jay's going to hold it in position so we can get the first one. And what I'll do is just get it started. Okay, now we're going to follow our first one. I'm going to trowel this guy on. I'm not using a lot of force, guys. All I'm doing is, it's kind of like wallpaper. You're putting it on, you put the glue on, you roll it on, just enough to hold it, because all we want to do is embed it and hold it. Then, when we come to really trowel it, then I can put a little bit more pressure. Now it's just a matter of hold it in place. You get some bubbles like there, walk it out, walk it upward. One area, walk it upward. Let's see, right here. Okay, now we got this set pretty nice, but some areas are hard to reach. Cool, there we go. Okay, let me get up here and we'll walk it down. Then what happens, guys, is if you're not 2 guys holding it, the whole thing can just fall. If it does, not a big deal. Just pick it up and start again. But then you have this mud all over you. All right, there we go. And that's why I put it on a little heavy, guys. If I were to put this on super thin, then this wouldn't be enough mud to embed it. I'd have to put another coat over it, but it wouldn't stick. So the best thing to do is about 3/16 to 1/4, depending on the day, the heat. We finished applying this possibly 20 minutes after I did that first session. And now it's probably going to take us about, another hour, maybe 2, because we got to stucco around that chimney too. So what we do is we just keep going down and following it. Now I'm not trying to make it pretty yet. There's time to make it pretty later. Dave's going to get another piece. We're going to get started again. About to come towards you, Jay. Okay. All right. All right, all right. Coming towards you. That's embedded this way. All right. Coming at you in a sec. Just want to make sure this is embedded tight enough so when I go over here, it doesn't act like an accordion and I'll start to fall. All right, Jay put straight cuts in this so that it's hard to see with this white fiberglass mesh netting as opposed to blue fiberglass tape. The blue you can see, follow your lines real easy. This is blending right in, so you folks watching what we're doing are probably saying, wow, I can't even see that stuff. Earlier when I said wear glasses, I just shook this and it went in my own eye. Dang it. All right. Okay, I can plaster with one eye. Let's see here. Get this out of my own way. We try to overlap a couple inches ourselves. All right. Okay. All right, so. And a lot of you guys do this a lot. You use the back of your glove. That's okay to get it started, but it won't have enough pressure to hold it on. So use a whole trowel, guys. Whole trowel. And if you notice, I have extra mud on that board for when we're going to need it. If we get everything set with just this coat, great. But if not, I got extra mud. We just put a little bit more on it. And I'll tell you something else, guys. It is a real good idea to use a big trowel. Ceilings, radiuses. Give me a big 16 or 18 or 20 inch trowel any day. If you guys are using a 12-inch trowel, that's a little tougher, much tougher. If you're using a rectangle trowel, which the majority of people use, that's okay. But just when I go to finish this, this doesn't leave lines. I'll show you that when we get to that stage. I'll grab a 12-inch trowel that I'm using for my ends and explain that to you. Okay. We're coming down here. Beautiful, beautiful. I got this, Jay. Go ahead. Grab another piece, please. Beautiful. And again, guys, two-man operation. One guy tried to do this. I don't think so. And don't do like Kirk. Wear glasses. Wear glasses. I'm taking this end. I'm not sure if the camera can even see it because Jay got it on a tripod. All right, there's another piece. We'll show you one more, and then once we get it all up, we'll show you how we finish it off. And know we are going to put a finish coat over this, but this is just for today. We're just doing called a base coat, a skim coat, and it's designed just like the first coat. You do the base, then you do the finish coat. And the idea with this mesh netting, this fiberglass mesh netting, is going to hold that in place so it doesn't happen again. Now that didn't break off until 80 years, so it shows you how strong the original stuff was. And by the way, guys, in the link, after we're done with this video, of course, in the link I'll show how we do other finishes on ceilings. There's skimming ceilings without any fiberglass mesh tape. And for a fellow who had a hot tub and said, Kirk, what's the strongest, come on now, unstick. What's the strongest system made? And I said, well, we can go with exterior stucco, and we can put a 3/8 wire. And I've got videos of that too, so just for the sake of showing you how to do this, I'll put a link and we'll show you how to do even stronger systems than this. I'll show you one of the strongest systems known to man. It's even stronger than plywood on a ceiling. But anyway, that'll be in a link after we do this. You guys just scroll down, and if you wanted something really, really strong. And again, like I said a second ago, we just have, for most of you, you can just skim coat the ceiling with this, and that's good. But folks here said, gee, I want to go with something a little stronger. And I said, well, to go 2 coats of what you started with is pretty strong, but if you want to go a step above that, then we have to go to the fiberglass mesh netting. And this is it. And again, guys, it's like everything, it just takes a little bit of practice. Could we have set this stage in a little bit better? Sure. Could we have said it worse? Absolutely. So, the idea is set it enough, set it well enough to get the job done. Okay, we're coming here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut in this other part right here, which is...
You should probably end it. I don't believe the camera can see us
Okay.
over here.
All right.
So give us an ending words.
All right. Well, we're going to cut it, guys. And we'll cut it right here since the camera can't see. And we're going to finish up this. And then we'll show you how we trowel it all down to get it ready to accept the finish coat. Okay, guys. We're not going to show the chimney because I have a lot of chimneys on our videos that show the exact same thing, how to even it out. This one here, the homeowner said, gee, I thought you were going to do the finish another day because it looks finished. Why? Because we left the finish as smooth as we can. That way, it makes our finish coat even easier. We put a little bit of fat here and there to cover any mesh because I want our job tomorrow to be a lot faster than today. And by the way, earlier I was talking about USG products. Well, USG products, I mean, they make all kinds of plasters. They say for this struct to like to use lime-based product. What kind of lime-based products also does USG make? They make Diamond, Imperial, Calcoat, and about 2 or 3 others, Norfolk. And you folks from the UK, a lot of people from the UK call me and say, Kirk, how come you never use Thistle or K-Ren? They don't sell that here. At least I haven't found it. But even if they did sell that here, I wouldn't know the difference, guys. I can barely tell the difference between Imperial finished lime and the Diamond. Both are made by USG. Oh, except for the Diamond has a little bit more lime in it, and that's more fat, so I can play with it, put it on a little thicker and come back to it. And for me, that's good, especially when you're doing something like this. So I like to use a big trowel too. If I'm using a little trowel, I'll be here all day. I'll still be here trying to get all these lines out. Now, because the camera is not going to show how pretty this is, and this is pretty. We've got it where it looks finished. Again, and the homeowner said, gee, it looks finished. I said, yeah, it looks finished, but it's not. If you get right up here, you could see a few imperfections. And by the way, guys, this bucket here, I buy my materials at Westside because Westside is 5 minutes from my house. And my buddy Eric pulled a fast one on me yesterday. He said, hey, Kirk, because I went in and I said, give me 10 new buckets. By the way, guys, if you're going to do interior plaster, I don't care what material you use. There's about 20, 30 different materials. Buy new buckets, new drill, paddles, and clean up your tools, because if you mix it in a dirty bucket, it will retard or accelerate the base coat or the finish. Say like right here, I should have 5 hours. We got about 4 hours and it's already set, and we use clean buckets. When I told Eric, give me 10 buckets, he says, you know, I got those buckets and they told me to give them to you for free. And I thought, really? Why? He says, well, because you do all the videos, and all those videos, buckets are in your videos, so they added the name Westside to it. And I thought, that's really cool. I like that. Then the rest of the counter guys were kind of snickering and laughing, and I looked at them, and they looked at me, and Eric started laughing. I owe you, Eric, one for that, because you got me, man. I thought, really? They put that on there just for our videos? No, they didn't put that on there for our videos. But I thought it was cool, a funny joke done on me, and you know I'm going to get you back, Eric. That's my buddy over at Westside here in Oakland. Okay, guys, we're going to show you the completion of this. What we've showed you thus far is how we embed fiberglass mesh tape for strength on a ceiling. Or you could do a wall too. You could even do exterior houses. Here's a tip, guys. By the way, this chimney, we just did it by eye mainly because nothing lined up. Here's a tip. You're going to need a square trowel, a rectangle trowel, and you're going to need a pull trowel or something similar to this. Any of you novices, apprentices, or homeowners, you may have a problem troweling down a ceiling when you use a square trowel, of course a lot bigger than this, because of the corners, the edges. But now if Marshall or Curry would get on board and start making these trowels right here at 14 by 5, 16 by 5, and 18 by 5, I'll endorse those products, guys. Call me and I'll do 100 videos on why they're the best trowel made. They don't have them yet. You won't find it. The only trowel you'll find like this is 20 inches long, and where it has, this is straight and this is straight. This is not a complete radius. A complete radius is useless for plastering. It's for concrete. So you have one like this where it has the edges just at a radius. Even you homeowners can do a ceiling like that without worrying about too many lines. Now if you're a journeyman or a master craftsman such as us, you don't have that problem, but these trowels are great. I'm asking Marshalltown and Curry to start making 5 inches, make them flat here, and just the radius. Anyway, guys, my name is Kirk. Jason on the camera. We thank you folks for watching, and as usual, live long and plaster.
By the way, folks, my dad and I are now members of Amazon affiliates, so if you're looking to buy any of the plastering or construction tools you've seen in our videos and you want to support us in the process, you can check the links below our video, or you can go to our website and get them there. If you have any other questions for tools we don't have linked, email us direct and we'll respond to you then.
Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.